Before we commence with the next segment of my videos, I would just like to remind everyone to please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you agree with most of my views on this video, you can go ahead and share with whoever it is you know that is like-minded and would agree with the things that I am about to talk about.
Important mission. Can you do it?
So obviously I've actually gotten pretty good welcoming from a lot of my new subscribers, whom I would love to say thank you very much for subscribing. You are literally making my dreams come true. Slowly but steadily they are coming true to where the channel is reaching its highest it's ever been before. I started off with only 48 subscribers and now I'm at 73. To all my new subscribers and my viewers, thank you very much for the support, and I will continue on giving you more information or my personal point of view about certain things that DE is doing, which are not, I guess, let's be honest, most of us aren't really happy with the way they've been doing things, even though a lot of people have been saying
they've been doing it for years.
Getting all emotional and pissed off. I mean, seriously, they leave comments on them all angry, practically pointing fingers at me like they even played the game, which most of them don't. So I guess what we're going to cover right now is how DE wears themselves thin. Okay, they've promised all these projects, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you already know which ones I'm talking about. If you don't know, you can go ahead and look them up. There's a lot of them. One of them is actually Railjack, the new War, and some other stuff that they're going to be releasing. I guess obviously not this year, but it will be taking a long time. My argument still stands firm that PC should not get dibs when it comes to new content that's being released. The whole PC being the beta testers for all platforms has been debunked. So let's just move on from that and move on to something a little bit more, well, not a little bit more, but like still an issue that we should actually be pointing DE towards, seeing on how they, I guess, they brag about how good they are and how they get things done and all this other stuff. So we're going to be talking about Frame Fighter. And for any of you that know about what this game is, it's basically the 2D version of a fighting game for Warframe, where you get to use all of your unlocked frames. You get them through the, well, you have to scan these little orbs in different areas of the star map in order for them to unlock one of the frames that you have. You can't use the ones you have unless you scan these little orbs, and then you get to use them on Frame Fighter. But here's the bad part about this. I enjoy, like anybody, like any normal gamer out there, I enjoy my fair share of fighting games. I enjoy, Guilty Gear. I enjoy Mortal Kombat, and Soul Calibur, just to name a few. And you play these games and you compare them to a Frame Fighter, and basically you're playing a pretty well graphic, like not graphic as in violent, but like the graphics, equally compared to the rest of the content of the game. But you're basically just playing a 1982 version of Street Fighter when it first came out on I guess you could say arcade, because the movements aren't fluid. None of the characters have their own signature moves. The only time that you actually get to use something representing that that frame is probably one of their abilities, and I mean, the whole thing. The first time I heard about DE making a 2D fighter, I was excited. I thought to myself, cool, we get another, a mode to play Warframe as. And they were bragging about it. They were all excited, and they were like, oh, ho, 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 we're here at DE, we play this game and we challenge each other because it's fun, blah, 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 blah. They made it sound so intriguing that they would make this mode where basically you could challenge other people. Because, I mean, none of us really play, well, I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't speak for everybody, but not many of us play the PvP mode of Warframe. Only a few amount of people actually play the PvP rendition of Warframe. But even then, it's kind of annoying because you're already setting your skills against someone else's skills. And not just that, but also your mods against their mods, and your weapons against their weapons, your frame against their frame, your abilities against their abilities, and it's like having two birds bouncing back and forth in a cage match. You know, it could go either way. It could go either way. But when they made Frame Fighter, and the first time I heard about it, that it was going to be an arcade mode style kind of thing within Warframe, I got excited about it because I really wanted to try it out. Because, like I said, any normal gamer out there is actually going to enjoy another mode of PvP, and PvP is player versus player, obviously. And what better way to actually have it in a 2D version of a fighting game for Warframe? And the beginning of the game was not very well received, which is actually kind of odd considering the fact that they actually wanted player feedback whether or not they should add Frame Fighter onto everybody who could play it. And because it was actually more of a private thing between the developers at DE that they had this Frame Fighter. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead and look it up. But the Frame Fighter was more of a private developers kind of like challenge each other kind of thing, kind of like a grandma's boy version of the things. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And like I said, they make it sound exciting, and when you finally get to play it, it's not. It's not exciting. The hitbox is terrible. The speed is atrocious. No character has their own signature moves or style. Considering the fact that they have stances, you would think that their stance would actually affect the way that the characters fight within Frame Fighter, but it doesn't. They don't have any signature power moves. It'd be cool if they had some sort of finishing moves, some introduction video of, you know, you pick a character and it shows up walking in a certain way, or even a kind of like a caption, like kind of like a quote caption at the end of the match of whoever wins, kind of like a walk away thing. The tiles for the character selection point of that part of that game sucks. It terribly sucks. You would think that they would try a little harder with this, but they haven't. This is just another mode that DE set themselves up to look bad. They want to cover everything. I'm set themselves up for this. Okay? They created this project, and now this just completely and totally forgotten. I've wanted to play it several times, and it's not. DE would actually benefit from them actually working on this. You know, there could be events. You know, for fighting events, you see it happen on Street Fighter. Capcom does it on Street Fighter V arcade mode. You see it happen on Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat XL, or not XL, but Mortal Kombat 11. They have their fighting events, and they could definitely benefit from working on this project, making it better, making it longer, making it a little bit more detailed. You know, just show some love for what you start off with. I don't know. There's just so many things that they could do with this, and yet they're not doing it because they're focusing on bigger projects, which we won't be seeing for another year and a half. Okay? And it's not our fault that DE wears themselves thin, but they put themselves in a bind where now we are expecting better from them, and it's not a bad thing to expect a developer like DE, who started off with 100 employees and now 300 plus and probably even growing. It's not wrong for anybody in my position and anybody else who actually agrees with this video to expect better from DE. Okay? Because they can do better. They can do a lot better. In content-wise, in story, in quests, releases according to the window of opportunity that they're supposed to be doing, but I won't get into that right now. But it's just another project that keeps proving to me that DE talks the talk. That's all they do. They talk the talk, and they expect everybody to bow down to them and say thank you and kiss their collective asses, or even, well, I won't even get to that graphic, but you know, it's one thing you start a project It'll take time to work on, and it's another to start a project and just forget about it. Because that just shows what kind of person you are. You're what's the word? Procrastinator. DE, the developing procrastinators. Because they're procrastinating. They're not getting things done the way they're supposed to. If you agree with anything that I've said right now, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you agree with this, share with a friend. Hopefully that friend subscribes also. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody who's new to my channel, who's subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I've appreciated it, how impressed I am with myself. At some point, I guess it sounds a little narcissistic to most of you, but I've never seen my subscriber count go up steadily the way that it has been. Thank you very much. You're making my dream come true. Let's get the numbers bigger, and our voices will be louder. And I guarantee you that when it does happen and this channel becomes well known, I'm not saying famous, but well established, DE will actually pay more attention to the community and not with the BS that they say that, oh, we listen to community feedback from PC. But, thank you very much again. Also, I'm predicting that maybe the new blood will drop somewhere either tomorrow, no later than Wednesday. Because that's when their re-unvaulting of the primes will be coming out, which will be Valben and Ash. So expect the new blood probably somewhere around tomorrow or Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching.